think we had heard about Eichler when we were coming out here. So I think in the process of buying the house, we learned a lot about him. And the more we learned about him, the more we liked and appreciated what he did. We started branching off and doing house tours whenever we could and learning about all the other California modernist architects and designers.
When I was growing up, some of my parents' good friends lived in a mid-century house, and it was kind of my first experience with an open floor plan. Like the whole back was windows, it had like the slate floor, the boomerang, like formica, and it was just seemed like a different way of living, which is kind of nice.
The home is designed by some visionary architects who worked with the developer Joseph Eichler. He was actually inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright as well. He and his family lived in the Bassett House in Northern California. I guess 2003, we were looking at moving out here, and we were on Realtor.com. And in 2003, Realtor.com was interesting looking. But it had photos, and the first photo we, for some reason, responded to. And when we came out here to look at houses, this was the first house we actually saw. So I think it struck us as a special place even then.
We looked at the house and it had like colors there were different floorings, different, like a purple wall, an orange wall, a yellow wall. And so the first night we spent the night in here like on an air mattress before all our stuff came out. We were like, what did we do? We're like, we just spent all this money on this house. It's like a complete fixer-upper. But we are so glad we did, because if we didn't, then we would never be able to afford this or build this or do anything close to this.
So Frank Lloyd Wright definitely had an impact. That was one of the first true modern masterpieces that I saw, I think. It was Falling Water, and it really had a profound impact on me, I think. So I think moving out here from Ohio, from the bitter cold and oppressive heat, that dynamic, and coming out here, we really wanted to search for that open, indoor-outdoor sort of thing. So we have a company called Birds of Ohio. We are an inspiration resource for designers, mainly in the apparel industry. They'll come to us for print and pattern design inspiration.
So we have a collection of over, I don't know, probably 11,000, 12,000 pieces, individual pieces of vintage textiles. So we work with designers in the industry here. We go to New York a lot. A lot of our clients are there. And they basically, we come to them bringing them a whole selection of things so they don't have to go out. I mean, they're already going out to do that, but to find that much stuff during one time is a lot easier for them. So that's kind of, we've been doing that for the past, like, over a decade now. Yeah, just having all the light around you all the time. You really feel like you're living in a glass box, which is kind of nice. So you get to see all the birds and the animals and the dogs. Like, they love it because they can just sit there and look out the window and see what's happening. And I think it just improves your mood, just having all the light and sunshine. And also it's very functional, the house. I don't know, there's kind of a place for everything. And even though things are kind of economical, you have the kitchen, which is just a hallway kitchen that's small, but then has this huge pantry. So you're able to kind of like keep things organized and put away, but then have all this kind of open space, which is nice. I think the thing that's interesting about these homes is that they're kind of a blank slate. Just getting to know people in the neighborhood, like everyone's houses, even though they look the same, their personalities come through. So there's some people who are more kitschy and fun and bright. I think we're a little more calm and neutral feeling. And there's some people who are like want it super period correct, and other people who just like the idea of it being modern and go even more modern. So it's kind of interesting to see all the different facets that it can have.
I mean, Ohio was an interesting place and has a lot of beauty, but California to us was just an amazing upgrade. And then to add to that, this house where you can actually see the out of doors at all times, and you're essentially living in it, that's an amazing thing.